They say courage is being afraid, but going forward anyway.
The North Sea packs a punch. Captain Josh is threading the needle between weather systems, trying to circumnavigate the UK, and he is running out of time. This is an American captain who waited 15 years to buy his dream boat, the Dutch-built Elling E4 that he named Zeeotter or Seaotter in Dutch. He raised his kids, took a break from work, and now he stepped far outside his comfort zone to explore the world. In this episode, it's a race against the clock and the weather. Captain Josh is committed to staying on track, but with 50,000 shipwrecks around the UK, he doesn't want to be next. His biggest threat? Dieselbug is trying to shut down Zeeotter completely. This video is under 11 minutes, and it took over 25 hours to assemble. The channel is still growing, so every single view truly matters. Please watch to the end, hit like if you enjoyed it, share it if you loved it, and if it wasn't worth your time, a thumbs down is okay too. Your feedback helps him make each episode better. Enjoy the journey.
On this day, I have to move fast. The weather is closing in on us. If we don't leave Lowestoft today, we risk getting trapped by the deteriorating weather and sea state. I also have an appointment with Neptune's Staircase in Scotland. Join me and my crew as we explore the UK and Europe, port to port. I wake early, complete my engine checks, and prepare to depart. But suddenly, I get cold feet. The forecast hasn't changed, but my confidence has. The winds are blowing in the mid-20s with gusts in the 30s here in the North Sea. I check the weather one last time, take a breath, and slip the lines. The first 2 hours are manageable. Surprisingly, we have following seas and the ride is comfortable. But as we round the southeast corner of our route, everything changes. I'm expecting a westerly wind, giving us protection from the land. Instead, the wind is blowing southwest, putting the waves directly on my port bow. Now we're heading into the wind instead of having it on our port side. We have the full brunt of the weather on our nose. 25 knots with gusts in the 30s and a 60 nautical mile fetch. The Elling E4 is designed for heavy weather. I, on the other hand, am not. We push on because we have no choice. We need to make Grimsby before the gate closes. If not, we'd be forced to wait outside on a tidal mudflat with no safe holding area. If we are late to the gate, we'd have to head back out to sea and endure increasing seas and a nighttime passage with a fatigued crew. Not something we want to do, but something we could do if we absolutely had to. This is episode 4 of the journey around the UK and Europe. If you'd like to see how we got here, feel free to revisit the first 3 episodes. And if you have not already done so, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. I'll be releasing new chapters every week, and I'd love to have you on board. And if you want to bring some friends along for the adventure, sharing this video truly helps this budding creator. To those who have already subscribed and liked or commented, cheers to you. At this point, I've owned the Elling for only about a year and logged around 200 hours over a 90-day period. Although I've been boating most of my life in the relatively protected waters of the northwest and east coast of the US, this passage is becoming a decent sea trial as I'm still getting used to this boat. It's a semi-displacement vessel, and you'd think it would be louder crashing through waves until boom, we fall off the back of a steep wave. That's when I realized the forecasts are wrong and the wind is not going to shift. It's on our nose and staying there. The conditions do not line up with the forecast. My predicted 2 to 3 foot waves are building higher. I won't claim an exact measurement. Boaters exaggerate like fishermen, but they're significant. I'd say 4 to 6 feet with occasional outliers, and they're tightly spaced. Running Zeeotter faster than 8 knots in these conditions risks causing damage, so we slowed down. Falling off the back of a wave here and there is probably typical for most boats, but falling off each wave, even in a well-built boat, would be risky in my opinion. My buddy and fellow Captain John jumps in for some comic relief and narrates our own offshore version of Haulover Inlet.
We've got some rough conditions out here, so we're going to wait and see what happens, see what the count is today on new winds. Is it going to be Haulover Inlet, or is it going to be the Elling E4? Conditions are looking a little rough today, folks, so it's going to give that skipper a challenge. Let's see how he handles it. Well, one thing you can tell for sure is he's got some good experience, because he's giving it a little bit of oomph so that he makes sure he stays in control, because we know we see those boats that go too slow, then they end up just bobbing around too much, and the inlet always wins. Right now he's looking like he's got good control, even though it's bumpy and wavy. At the end of today, I'm going to give this win to the skipper. Skipper 1, hull over inlet 0.
A few hours into our trip, we approach a place called the Wash. It's a massive, shallow estuary where several rivers empty into the North Sea and dramatically changes the water. The seabed rises fast, the tides run hard, and even a moderate southwest wind builds a long fetch that stacks waves higher and closer together. Out here, even 10 to 20 miles offshore, the seas steepen and turn messy as the swell meets the shallows around the Wash, and that's exactly what we're running into. Around the halfway point, the seas grow steeper and more powerful. We need to maintain at least 8.5 knots to arrive before the gate closes, but we keep having to throttle down. The largest waves come in sets of 3, and each time a set approaches, I ease off the power. Let the bow rise, crest gently, slide down the back, and only then bring the throttles back in. It keeps us safe and comfortable, but it costs us time.
Currently in the North Sea, heading north, going to Grimsby. We left Lowestoft this morning at about 6, and no idea what time it is now, maybe approaching 2. We won't be in until 4. It's a little snotty out. Props to the Elling E4, she is delivering. I have a little problem with my fuel filters, but these seem to be holding their own. Keep you posted. If I make it to day 3, I'll let you know.
Just a few miles before entering the Humber estuary, the waves settle down and we increase our speed to 10 knots to make up time. At 6:40 p.m., we reach the gates of Grimsby with just 20 minutes to spare. We've basically gone as fast as we can for the entire 12-hour passage. The lock attendant ushers us in, and the harbor master and dockhand meet us on the pontoon, helping secure our lines. After that passage, Grimsby feels like a sanctuary. The marina staff are kind, the clubhouse warm, and the locals full of stories. The next morning, we walk into town as the wind increases. It's nice to be in a safe port. We learn that the lock gate will be closed for 24 hours after we came in. Fine with us. Even though we took a beating, we made it safe and sound. It was essentially a bumpy trip, but uneventful, just a little unsettling for me, as one local bloke from Blighty put it, blowy and splashy. We enjoy a day off and explore Grimsby by foot. Thankfully, the lock maintenance coincides with our need for safe harbor. Grimsby is one of those places where first impressions can fool you. For centuries, it was a powerhouse of the North Sea. By the late 1800s and early 1900s, Grimsby had become the largest fishing port in the world. Its fleets of trawlers were legendary. Ships lined the docks as far as the eye could see, delivering millions of tons of fish each year. Entire neighborhoods, entire generations lived and breathed the fishing life. Then, like many ports, everything changed. Industrial decline, changing fishing limits, and the collapse of deep-sea trawling hit the town hard. The waterfront, that was once crowded with vessels, became quiet, and parts of the town still carry that history in their bones. Grimsby has its old stereotypes. People joke that the name says it all, or that the town is nothing but aging factories and abandoned docks left over from the collapse of the fishing industry. For years, outsiders painted it as bleak, industrial, and rough around the edges. But those cliches are decades out of date. But Grimsby didn't disappear. Today, it's reinventing itself as a service base for the massive offshore wind farms in the North Sea. Its harbor is still active, its maritime heart still beats, and the marina offers a safe haven for cruisers making their way up or down the East Coast. The people are genuine, the clubhouse is cozy, and once you get past the old stereotypes, Grimsby reveals a character you can't help but appreciate. The weather day off is appreciated, but time is running out. We have to press on. Just 70 miles up the coast holds something we never expected to see. Just when we think the excitement is behind us, we round the next headland. What comes into view makes our eyes widen and our jaws drop, something none of us are expecting to see on this coastline. This journey continues with episode 5. Stick around as we keep exploring the UK port to port.